Good evening. Tonight on Beaver News, stories include a visit from the first African-American woman elected to the Oregon State Senate and a paralyzed man walks. Those and more coming up next. Welcome to Tuesday night edition of Beaver News. We're glad to have you with us. I'm Elle McCracken.
And I'm Courtney Cossette. Elle Gordley, the first African-American woman elected to the Oregon State Senate, will read from her memoir, Remembering the Power of Words, based on her commitment to public service tonight at 7:30 p.m. in LaSalle's Stewart Center, reports Josie DeWitt of the Daily Barometer. Gordley was elected to the House of Representatives in 1991 and then became the first African-American woman to be elected to the Oregon State Senate in 1996. She is now an associate professor in the Black Studies Department at Portland State University. Her memoirs also include her upbringing in the 40s and 50s, a setting in which social discrimination imposed the challenges that later motivated her lifelong commitment to public service and African-American representation, especially for the Northeast Portland area. Gordley's presentation, sponsored by Oregon State University Press, is open to the public and free of cost.
After winning the Campus Movie Fest for Best Drama, the same team that brought you Menage is working on its next greatest production, but in 3D, to be shown at internationals. Liberal arts majors with options in new media communications, Josh Peshka and John Schultz, both juniors, are the first students at Oregon State to film and create a 3D movie. After being recognized for their movie, Peshka and Schultz were asked if they wanted to create a 3D film that would also be displayed and competed against at the event. Schultz said, "It's a zombie horror movie, and basically it's a guy who gets caught up in the middle of a zombie apocalypse and goes to save his dad and his girlfriend. It's basically his journey on the way." The duo was shipped to camera and had 10 days to shoot the film, send the camera back, and then another 10 days to edit and finish it. Some production days lasted up to 16 hours, with editing taking up to 48 hours straight. With such a quick deadline and having to edit without reshooting anything, things were definitely missed, but they say they made it work even when the police were called on them while shooting.
Andrea Barrett will be visiting the Oregon State campus this Friday as part of the Visiting Writers Series. Barrett is the author of 6 novels and 2 story collections, including most recently The Air We Breathe. Her 2002 title story, The Servants of the Map, which was a finalist for the 2003 Pulitzer Prize for Fiction. In 2001, Barrett was awarded a prestigious MacArthur Fellowship. Barrett's visit is made possible by generous support from the OSU Orning Endowment in the Humanities. The event is free of cost and will take place at the LaSalle Stewart Center beginning at 7:30 p.m. this Friday in the Construction and Engineering Auditorium.
As the newest addition to Monroe Street, engineering company GlueMac could provide many benefits for OSU's future engineers. Sam Graves, PE, GlueMac's associate principal and a senior mechanical engineer, said, "We're a mechanical engineering plumbing processing firm. Our claim to fame is the area of sustainability and how it applies to building systems." GlueMac has been to OSU career fairs, but now that its building is officially across from campus, many opportunities are opening up for students. Besides being able to apply locally for an internship or a job, students can stop in and simply see what it's like to be in the environment of an engineering firm. GlueMac is the largest mechanical engineering plumbing firm west of the Mississippi. It has more leadership in energy and environmental design projects than any other company in the United States. GlueMac was part of the building team that designed the Kelly Engineering Center.
The OSU Bike Extravaganza is coming. The SSI Transportation Group and ASOSU will be in the MU Quad Brick Mall on Thursday, May 19th from 11 to 3 p.m. Those who come can get a makeover for their trusty bike. The event is featuring a bicycle decorating station and lots of free giveaway items, including lights. ASOSU is also partnering with the Corvallis Bicycle Collective, Engineers Without Borders, Public Safety, and OSU Alternative Transportation Advisory Committee. The groups will provide basic bike tune-ups, a bike wash, registration, and informational materials. Even if you do not yet own a bike, it is a good idea to come to this event. Come out and find a used bike for sale through OSU Surplus. For more information, contact Rosie at ssi.transportation@oregonstate.edu. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, a man paralyzed from the waist down walks at his graduation. That story and more coming up next. What?
I'm Jeremy Call, and I made suction tires. I used a rivet gun to connect the suction cups, and then I just connected it to the tire.
Anything's possible. Keep thinking. Get started on your invention at inventnow.org.
When you open a book, you can explore new lands, make new friends, and discover new adventures. There are amazing possibilities when you open your mind to reading. Explore new worlds. Read.
Real men know that getting tested is the way to take care of their families. That's why real men wear gowns. For a list of the tests you need, go to ahrq.gov.
Welcome back to the Beaver News here on Channel 26. Austin Whitney has been paralyzed from the waist down since a 2007 drunken driving accident, but has still managed to walk across the stage when presented with his diploma. Whitney was able to move his legs thanks to exoskeleton created by a group of graduate students and Berkeley mechanical engineering professor Hamayun Kazaruni. He has been working with a team for several months. The project has helped Whitney take his first steps in years dates back to 2000, when Kazaruni received a grant from the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, a division of the U.S. Department of Defense, to make an apparatus that would allow people to carry heavy loads for longer periods of time, according to Berkeley's Media Relations Department. As a student, Whitney became an integral part of the research team, which named a specially designed exoskeleton Austin in honor of its first test subject.
Ex-Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger acknowledges having a child outside of wedlock. Schwarzenegger fathered the child with a household staffer, reports CNN. He has provided support for the child since birth, which was almost a decade ago. The news came about a week after Schwarzenegger and his wife of 25 years announced their separation on May 9th. Schwarzenegger and Shriver, one of America's most famous couples, were married in 1986 and have 4 kids together between the ages of 14 and 21. Shortly before the 2003 gubernatorial election, the Los Angeles Times ran a series of articles in which 16 women accused him of sexually harassing and humiliating them over a 30-year period in incidents on movie sets, gymnasiums, and elsewhere. Schwarzenegger was governor until January. He has now been busy in these recent months reviving his acting career and signing movie deals, including a project to do another installment of his Terminator series.
Maine State Police asked for the public's help Monday in identifying the body of a young boy found over the weekend along a remote road near the Maine-New Hampshire border. The body of the boy, estimated to be between the ages of 4 and 5 years old, was found Saturday afternoon by a local resident. It was under a blanket and near a hemlock tree. Lieutenant Brian McDonough called the boy's death suspicious, saying, "To date, we've probably received upwards of close to 100 leads. We're prioritizing those leads, getting detectives assigned, and trying to close them out as quick as possible." Police in Maine and New Hampshire have had no missing persons report filed for a young boy, according to Maine police. Lieutenant Colonel Robert Williams, Chief of Maine State Police, is urging the public to help identify the young boy by releasing a computer-generated image of what he looks like.
Rapper M. Bone of the group Cali Swag District, most commonly known for their 2000 hit song Teach Me How to Dougie, died Sunday night. Police say it was a drive-by shooting in his hometown, Inglewood, California. M. Bone, his real name being Monte Talbert, was sitting in a car in the 400 block of North La Brea Avenue when a car pulled up next to his. Talbert was shot twice in the head and died later that day at the hospital. Greg Miller, the rap group's representative, said Talbert was the victim of a random act of violence. Talbert was 22 years old when he died. We're going to take another short break. When we return, makeshift levees being built in Louisiana and your weather forecast for the week. So stay tuned.
Sergeant, he's in VFib. Shock him. Drives it road all the time. He just had a few drinks. This can't be happening. Are we clear? Clear. You just buzzed.
Just buzzed? You didn't tell us that, sir. You're right, this isn't happening. You'll be fine.
I feel good.
Really?
No, not really.
Buzz driving.
Clear.
Maybe we should stop acting like it's no big deal.
Shock him.
When I have an asthma attack, I feel like a fish with no water.
Learn how to prevent your child's next asthma attack. Because even one attack is one too many.
Horseradish. Is that for horses? Remember me, Mr. Lobster? From last Tuesday? Banana. 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 Here comes the rain. We need a hat. And why do we need a hat? They died. That's right.
When you talk with your child, you build vocabulary, and learning starts long before school does. For more tips, go to bornlearning.org.
So you can't save money? It's easy as pie. Brown bagging lunch instead of going out. $6 save times 5 days a week times 10 years is $21,000. That's a lot of lettuce. Small changes today, big bucks tomorrow. Feedthepig.org.
Corvallis, and welcome to your Thursday night edition of the Beaver News.
Tell me a little bit about the history of music a la carte.
United States. We believe that giving potential customers
or cameras is nothing.
Welcome back to the news here on Channel 26.
Three out of 4 kids are not as secure as they should be because their car seats are not used correctly. But the latch system makes it easier to get it right and to hold your kids tight. Anchor, tether, latch. Learn more at safercar.gov.
The elevator and the blood bank, both are ideas from the minds of African Americans. Support the United Negro College Fund, because a mind is a terrible thing to waste.
Everyone has friends. There's online friends, friends to go out with on a Saturday night, friends to hang out with and do nothing, friends who show up on moving day. And then there are the friends who'll be there if someone is dealing with a mental illness. Are you one of those friends?
Welcome back to the Beaver News. 4 people, including 3 children, died early Sunday in a mobile home fire in Conroe, Texas, according to the town's fire chief. The blaze was reported about 2:41 a.m., said Chief Ken Krager, and 5 fire engines and a ladder company responded. The first unit on the scene found that the mobile home was totally involved. 3 injured people were outside and told firefighters that others remained inside the mobile home. 2 children between the ages of 3 and 8 were pulled out of a bedroom that was not involved in the fire but had heavy smoke. They could not be revived, Krager said. Firefighters found another child between 3 and 8 and a woman believed to be about 27 years old dead in another area. An adult male and female had escaped through a door and pulled a 7-year-old girl out with them. All 3 were taken to the hospital. 2 adults were in stable condition after being treated for cuts and smoke inhalation. Firefighters believe 3 separate families lived in the home.
In Louisiana's Atchafalaya River Basin, residents packed up treasured possessions and scrambled to build makeshift levees as federal authorities diverted more water from the swollen Mississippi in an effort to spare Baton Rouge and New Orleans. Louisiana Governor Bobby Jindal offered at least a ray of hope to his state's residents on Monday, saying the decision to open the spillway has lowered crust projections in parts of the state. The Corps of Engineers opened 2 gates in the Morganza spillway on Saturday, the first release from the facility since 1973. By Monday night, 15 of the structure's 125 bays had been opened, diverting around 800,000 gallons of water per second. Across the South and lower Midwest, floodwaters have already covered about 3 million acres of farmland. As many as 22 cities and communities where river levels are monitored by the U.S. government remain flooded. The Weather Service predicted the Mississippi River will crest at 45 feet in Baton Rouge, the Louisiana capital, on Wednesday.
The head of the International Monetary Fund was in court Monday to answer allegations that he chased a housekeeping employee down the hall of his swanky New York hotel suite and sexually assaulted her. Dominique Strauss-Kahn's arraignment was delayed a day after he agreed to forensic testing requested by the police, said his attorney, William Taylor. The IMF chief's other attorney, Benjamin Brafman, vowed Sunday to vigorously defend him in court, insisting his client is innocent. Police alleged Strauss-Kahn sexually assaulted the 32-year-old woman Sunday at the Sofitel Hotel in Manhattan and then quickly headed off to the New York airport to board a Paris-bound flight. The arrest of the 62-year-old, widely considered a leading potential candidate for the French presidency, has triggered intense political chatter across the Atlantic. In France, it delivered what newspaper Le Figaro called a thunderclap to the presidential race.
We now hand it over to Mackenzie Allen to bring you the weather forecast for the week. Over to you.
Good evening, Corvallis, and welcome to your weather update. I'm Mackenzie Allen. On Wednesday, it's going to be a pretty nice day. Some cloud cover, though, with a high of 66 and a low of 42. Thursday, however, looks to be absolutely gorgeous with a high of 73 and a low of 45. As we move towards the weekend, it cools off slightly, high of 70 with a low of 50 with a little bit of cloud cover. But unfortunately, as we head into the weekend, on Saturday, it's going to be rainy with a high of 60 and a low of 48. And Sunday looks to be more of the same with some rain clouds, some showers, high of 60 and a low of 47. This has been Mackenzie Allen with your weather update. Back to you.
We're going to take one more short break. When we come back, Olympic gold medalist Samuel Wanjiru dies from injuries after jumping out his window. That story and more coming up next.
When life's this hard, graduating can be even harder. But you can help Ativa and the students in your community make it through by visiting boostup.org.
Oh, those boys are much too much. Those boys are much too much. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We're going to beat them and bust them. Beat them.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life.
Let's get a little bit rowdy. R-O-W-D-Y.
Take time to be a dad
One more
today.
time. All those boys are much too much. Those boys.
No matter where you live, life in the ocean depends on you. Do your part to help protect it. Recycle and dispose of your trash properly. To learn what you can do, go to keepoceansclean.org.
Join the dating game for laughs and fun.
What is your biggest pet peeve about the opposite sex?
I don't really like when girls say, "Oh my God."
With one lucky guest looking for the answers, and if the contestants have got it, then they've bought it.
If you could be any animal, which one would you be?
Some sort of exotic bird.
A tiger because they're ferocious.
The show will get you wondering who's getting the date and who's going home. Watch the dating game.
Mom!
What?
You can't find Ichabod.
What?
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who would love to put up with you.
Explore new worlds. Read. Visit literacy.gov.
All the kids in Tokyo are going to a rock and roll show.
I'm Maya Holmes. And I'm Brittany Wooten. And we're the Blonde Bombshells, here to give you your weekly music news.
First, don't let off the throttle. Feet first, until we hit the bottom. Feet first, until we reach Narita. Feet first. Well, baby, I wanna go back to Tokyo.
Welcome to Locals Live on Music Tuesday Fridays.
Welcome back to the Tuesday Night Beaver News. Olympic marathon gold medalist Samuel Wanjiru died early Monday from injuries sustained after jumping from the balcony of his Nyahururu home in central Kenya, a senior police official said. He jumped from the second floor of his home late Sunday after his wife caught him in the company of another woman, said Jasper Ompachi, a police official in Nyahururu. Wanjiru's wife, Teresa Nahiri, and another woman were taken to police station to give statements, but were not considered suspects, Ompachi said. The death remains under investigation. Nahiri, who lives in Nairobi, returned home unexpectedly to find the two together, Ompachi said. Wanjiru is believed to have jumped after his wife locked him inside a bedroom on the second floor, making it impossible for him to leave. The International Olympic Committee praised Wanjiru as an accomplished runner who will be remembered for winning his country's first Olympic gold medal in the marathon and setting a new Olympic record in the process. In a written statement sent to CNN, the IOC said, "Our thoughts are with his family and friends."
Security forces in Libya are allegedly using sexual enhancement drugs as a weapon in gang-raping women they stop at checkpoints, the chief prosecutor of the International Criminal Court has said. Luis Moreno Ocampo told CNN Monday the criminal court has information about women who were stopped at checkpoints and because they were carrying the flag of the rebels were taken by police and gang raped. He also said there were reports of the use of male sexual enhancement drugs, which he called a tool of massive rape. He did not say how many women have been raped since the start of the Civil War. Quote, "These are rapes. The issue is who is organizing them," end quote. Also on Monday night, the ICC sought the arrest of Gaddafi and 2 relatives, linking them to widespread and systematic attacks on civilians as they struggle to hold power in Libya.
Security forces in Guatemala have found 27 bodies, the majority of which were decapitated at a farm in northern region of Patan. Colonel Ronnie Uzar, an army spokesman, said Sunday. Among the victims were 2 women and 25 men. Patan is the northernmost part of Guatemala, which borders Mexico. Uzar declined to say what might be behind the killings, but did not rule out the possibility they could be related to drug trafficking. He said the military is assisting police in the investigation. Guatemala has seen a significant spike in drug violence, including clashes between authorities and members of the Zetas drug cartel, Guatemalan Interior Minister Carlos Menocal told CNN in Espanol last year.
A woman who was beheaded in a supermarket in Spain's Canary Islands on Saturday in what police are saying was a random attack has been identified as grandmother Jennifer Mills Wesley. She was a retired county council worker in Norfolk, Eastern England, council leader Derek Murphy told CNN. The attacker entered a shopping center in the town of Arona in the Cristianos area of Tenerife and stole a knife from the supermarket before attacking the apparent stranger, eventually cutting off her head and running away with it. The man, whom national police have identified as a Bulgarian, was chased down and subdued by the shopping center security guards until police arrived. The family is devastated by the news of her death. Her daughter Sarah said, quote, "She was full of grace, generous of heart, and would do anything for anyone. We now have to find a way to live without her and her light." End quote. As we have for you tonight, be sure to tune in tomorrow night at 7 p.m. for another live broadcast of the Beaver News. Thank you and good night.